Hey Yellow class, welcome to Wednesday. I hope you had a great Tuesday. So today I'm just going to go through your learning so that you know what you've got to do today. So we're still revising that long O phoneme, and we're looking at the O phoneme spelled with the OE, but where they have been stuck together and where a consonant hasn't come between them. There aren't many words with this spelling in them, but there are a few, and it is one that we need to know. So you've got a few words on your sheet that you can use to do something, to make a game, make a puzzle, do something with those words. Spelling Shed, Mrs. Welling has put on Spelling Shed, she's going to put on every day an activity that's linked to our different phonic spellings. So have a look at that on there, and if you can't get on, you don't need to download the app. In the front of your reading diary is your login and your password. And you just need to go on the website and then you can log in and you can get on to access those things. Guided reading, still thinking about themes and conventions. So today our comprehension question is this different to another book you have read? So when the book you're reading today, think about how it's different from another story that you have read. So counting back in fives, you're going to count back from 100 in fives and then try counting back from, say, 35 to 15, just so that you're practicing knowing when to start and when to stop with your counting. So subtraction, we've been doing subtraction this week. So having a think, so subtraction, we've got a bigger number, we're taking away a smaller number because in year 2, that's what we're doing, and then the answer is always smaller than the number that you started with, especially in year 2. We don't do anything with negative numbers or tricky numbers. So today, again like yesterday, you can either revise where it doesn't cross the tens, or you can do some subtraction where you are crossing the tens boundary. So maybe you've got 43 and you're subtracting 29, so the 9 is bigger than the 3, excuse me, so you need to think about how you're going to do that. You can do these, excuse me, Yellow class, by drawing the deans. So we can draw out 43, but because we can already see that we've got to cross the tens boundary, what we need to do is we need to exchange one of our tens for 10 ones. So we do that exchanging, then we can take off the 29, and still remember that you have to take off the 2 tens and then the 9 ones. You may also want to do this on a number line. Remember, with subtraction, you can't partition the numbers quite so easily, because if you ended up with 3 subtract 9, your answer would be -6. And again, we're not working with negative numbers, and that isn't actually what happens because you've got some tens on there. So you can't partition it out quite like you do with the addition calculations. So literacy, our book, Morris the Manky Monster. Now poor old Morris, we find out at the end of the story that he really loves making new friends. And I want you to think today about whether you would want to be Morris's friend, and then explain to me why or why not. So you will need some conjunctions, because it's probably going to be a big one that you need. So think about using those conjunctions to make sure you're explaining your answer about why or why you wouldn't want to be his friend. Handwriting, so again we're looking at some of those words with the O and the E stuck together. So we can write toe, so it's a tall T, round for the O and straight off into the E. We can write doe as in female deer, so we've got that round, up, curly O, and then into our E. Oh, I'm going to have to think of another one now. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Oh, woe is me. So we've got W, straight off into the O and into the E. And can I think of another one off the top of my head? Oh no, I can't. So do your handwriting. You might be able to think of another one that I can't think of right this second. Oh, a hoe. We had that in that story of Chang, didn't we? He had a hoe to hoe his garden with. There we go. And there's PE. I'm going to do a separate video with Adam just to explore our PE for today. So all you will need is some balls, and I think you need a wall because I think you're sending, well, it says sending and receiving balls. So I will do that on a separate video for you to have a look at. And again, make sure you are keeping active and have a go at those tasks from the New Forest School Sports Partnership, and send me those scores, and then I can send them off to James so that we can put them together. So have a great Wednesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, yellow class.